So we do have some good news. Payments are coming in 2023. Now, what's interesting is 63% of Americans, they support the idea of another stimulus check. And according to many lawmakers, they support this as well. And the reason for this is to simply combat inflation. However, I want to know your thoughts on this. Do you think this is a good idea? And I ask this because as of right now, new vehicle purchases, these are costing more than 7.2% from last year. Even shelter is up 7.1% from last year. Gasoline is up 10.1% year over year. And even food at home is up 12%. That is insane, being that the fact we are buying stuff, taking it home, and preparing it. Again, it's getting more and more expensive to eat at home. But what is even crazier about food prices is that experts are predicting that food prices are going to go up even more in 2023. And if you want to know what is exactly contributing to food prices going up even more in 2023, then go and watch the video that I just did over on Prepared Not Scared. I'll put a link to that video down in the description box below, so make sure you go and check it out, because this additional price increase could also cause food shortages. Even though food prices and prices in general are going sky high, there is not a lot of relief out there for the American people. Yes, Democrats support the idea of sending an additional stimulus check, and the American people, the majority of them, would love another check as well. However, in exchange for seeing prices go up, many people are reluctant and very skeptical on taking another stimulus check from the federal government. So at this time, it's really a toss-up as to whether or not it would be better or not as good to get a stimulus check. But again, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. But this is also what we've been hearing over the past few days, is that Congress understands that moving forward, there is one payment that is still coming out that will help the American people. And no, it is not a stimulus check. What is coming very soon is your federal income tax return for 2023. Millions of lower income and middle income households rely on this tax return every single year to pay for things like food, utilities, rent, and so much more. And when the average person is expecting to get over $2,000 as a tax return, that's pretty substantial. That's much better than a $1,200 or even a $600 stimulus check. But here's the issue, and I know you knew this was coming. There's some good news, but there's also some bad news. The bad news as of right now is that the IRS is already anticipating delays for 2023. They said the reason for this is because they are already behind on unprocessed tax returns by more than 2 million. Yeah, they have more than 2 million unprocessed tax returns at this point. This is December 27th, 2022, and they still have millions of tax returns that they have to process. That is why they will be delayed for 2023. But I do want to make sure you know when your payments could be coming based off of when you actually go and submit your tax return and when they get accepted. And one thing that I want to make sure that you completely understand is if you have an earned income tax credit or a child tax credit, the IRS has already stated that you should be prepared to wait an additional 2 weeks before your tax return gets processed, simply because they need to verify the credits. Now, I want to show you a chart. Now, these are estimates based off of what we know as of right now, but the IRS, as of right now, is going to start accepting income tax returns as soon as January 23rd. However, and this is something they've already addressed, is they could actually delay the filing season by 1 or 2 weeks, okay? So just keep that in mind. Now, let's look at this. So if you get your IRS, if they accept your return, this is e-filed, okay? If they accept your return, you need to understand, okay, that, and here's when they could be accepting your return, all right? If they accept your return, and keep this in mind, this usually happens 2, 3, maybe 4 days after it is submitted. But if they accept your return on January 23rd, okay, if they accept it right here on January 23rd, and keep this in mind, you would likely get a direct deposit on February 3rd, okay? If you get, and so right here, and the reason why there's 2 different dates here is because this is going to be the likely date that they will start accepting your tax returns, or you can start to file. But if not, it would likely be January 30th. So about a month away. Okay? So if you file on or gets accepted on February 6th, you will likely get a direct deposit. And again, paper checks are usually mailed 1 week later. Okay? But if you get a direct deposit, which I highly recommend, it'd be much faster. If you get accepted on February 6th, you would get your check, your direct deposit February 17th, about 11 days later. February 13th, you get it on February 24th. February 20th, you get on February 3rd, or March 3rd. February 27th, you get on March 10th. March 6th, you'd get it on March 17th. If you file and it gets accepted on March 13th, you get it, your payment on March 24th. If it gets accepted on March 20th, you get it on March 31st. And if you get accepted on March 27th, you get it on April 7th. Okay? So those are the dates. Now, here's what I want you to understand. These dates could actually change. Okay? The IRS, and this is the big issue, is the IRS is expecting they're going to have more people submitting their tax return this year. Okay? One of the reasons why, it's not because of the child tax credit payments, the second half of those didn't happen in 2022. It's not because of stimulus checks trying to get additional funding. No, we didn't have any stimulus checks in 2022, right? But the reason why they are saying that they are expecting more people to go and file their taxes is because we saw people make more money this year, but at the same time, and so they'll likely have to file, but at the same time, a lot of people are hurting. What does this mean? They are going to try and get any deduction possible. They're going to try and get the earned income tax credit. Okay? They're going to try to get the child tax credit. If there's a child care credit that they qualify for, they're going to attempt to get that, right? So here's the thing. A lot of people who previously didn't file taxes in 2019 and 2020, they started to in 2021 to get the second half of the child tax credit payment, or to get the stimulus check that they didn't get the year before. So because of that, those people are likely already in the system. They'll be reminded, hey, file your taxes. You can get potentially this much money back. And so they will do it. So as of right now, this is what we know, that payments are coming in 2023, but as the IRS is already stating, to just be prepared because we may see some delays. All right? But as soon as I get more information as to what is going on regarding the IRS or your federal income tax return, I promise I will bring you all the latest news and updates. Again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.